Hello, my name is Beth Dixon, and we are working on the Math 0030 final review. Yes, I know there's a typo. And we're up to page 13 in problem number 43. Based on the given information, identify the solutions for each of the following systems. And the solution or solutions and the solution for A and B. This is another one that students struggle with because, again, we're just reading the table. A solution happens for a system when the ordered pairs are the same. So in this case, we're looking for the x's are listed here, and they share the x's. So we're looking for when 0, -13, and 0, 2 match. Well, that doesn't match. They're not the same ordered pair. 1, -10, 1, 0 doesn't match. -7, -2 doesn't match. Oh, the point 3, -4, and 3, -4, that matches. So because that matches and it doesn't match anywhere else, the solution is the ordered pair 3, -4. That ordered pair is both on line 1 and in line 2, so that is the solution to the ordered pair. Could there be more than one solution? Sure, if it matched all the way up and down. And in neither case does that happen. So for the B part, excuse me, let me move. Got all sorts of things showing up. So now we're going to move over here and do the same thing. We're looking for a matched Y value, and we don't have that. So what are we going to do? Well, let's look and be a little bit more creative. 5 and 6, 7 and 8, 9 and 10, 11 and 12, 13 and 14, 15 and 16, 17 and 18. It looks like this would be 19 and this would be 20. This one would be no solution because they do not ever cross. This pattern would never, if this pattern continued, there's a pattern here to these where this is always one more than this column. So these would have no solution. It's not that they cross, they would be parallel lines. And so these lines would be running at the same rate of increase. That goes up by 2, that goes up by 2, that goes up by 2, this goes up by 2. This one increases by 2. So they both increase at the same rate, but the lines never cross. So these would be parallel lines, and if I graph them, they would be parallel lines that never cross. The saddest love story in math. They have so much in common, but never meet. Okay, now let's look at the solutions based on the graphs. So letter C. Now you say, well, there's just one line. Well, technically what they're saying is that there's a line on top of a line. So every place one meets, the second one meets. So this would be infinitely many solutions. And I'm losing my voice again, so excuse me while I get a drink of tea. And so when the lines are graphed on top of each other, any point that I pick, whether it be here, 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 any point that makes one line true automatically makes the other line true. And so there are infinitely many such points, and so there's infinitely many solutions. In letter D, the solutions would be one solution, and it would be where they cross, and I can see that, and that would be at the point 1, 3. And yes, I have to pause and see that because even though I'm wearing my reading glasses, I don't quite think they're strong enough for such fine print. Okay, now we're going to solve another system of equations. We did that on the previous page, and that would be by solving by the system of equations graphically. And in this case, I'm going to show you how I decide to look at in a set of equations. So this first equation, I'm going to go negative 2x plus 4 plus y equals 4. Negative 2x plus y equals 4. And I'm going to make a table. So I've got 2 points. Because it's not solved for y, I'm going to use the x and y intercepts to start out with. And when I do that, that gives me negative 2 times 0 plus y equals 4. That goes away and gives me y equals 4. Oh, I love it when I don't have to divide and it just gives me an answer. It makes life so easy. And so that gives me one answer. The other would be negative 2x plus 0 equals 4, which is negative 2x equals 4. And then I have to divide by negative 2, which is not much harder. I can divide by negative 2, but if you need to, because of the signs, use your calculator. Negative 2. You shouldn't need to do it for that. That one was easy. And so we get negative 2. And so I'm going to keep this in the red there, and I'm going to graph the 2 points, which would be 0, 4, and negative 2, 0. And again, I'm going to use something for a straight edge so that I have a nice line and graph that. You're only as accurate as your pencil is thick or as accurate as your line is drawn. So you want to be pretty accurate here and not just throw something down. Now, to keep things neat and tidy, I'm going to switch colors and take 3x plus y equals negative 6. And again, because it's not solved for y, I'm just going to go on and use the x and y intercepts. If it was solved for y, I would use the y equals mx plus b and use the slope and y intercept. But in this case, I'm going to use the x and y intercepts. And so I'm going to first let x equals 0. So 3 times 0 plus y equals negative 6, which gives me y equals negative 6. That's just lovely. Again, we don't have to divide because the y is by itself. So we get negative 6. And in the second part, that gives us 3x plus 0 equals negative 6, which is 3x equals negative 6, and simply divide by 3, which again is a pretty easy division to do. We'd get a negative 2. If for any reason we got a fraction along the way, then I might consider going back and solving for y and putting it in the calculator to help me find some points, or using the y equals mx plus b so that I could have a more accurate graph than using fractions as my intercepts. But this time I got whole numbers again, so I'll just use those. So that's going to be 0, negative 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I do better if I stay farther away, apparently, because I can see those numbers from back here. And negative 2, 0, which is, that's that point right there. So I know where they cross because they share a x-intercept. And in this case, they share that point right there. I'm going to circle it. You don't have to. It's just the way I'm doing it to show you that's the point they share. You can see it right there that they share that point. Excuse me while I clear my throat. Yes, we're under quarantine, but no, I am not sick. I've just talked all morning. So our answer to this one is negative 2, 0. And remember, for systems of equations, you should always write your answer as ordered pairs. Notice I did that up here for these as well as for this one down here. And that completes page 13. And whoa, we went through that one really quick. I don't think, well, let's do the last page. I am really tired of doing these, so we'll just make this last video a little bit longer because I'm just real. No, we're going to cut it off here because this last page will be a long one and I don't want to do it. So you'll have a really short video for this one. If you do need to get in touch with me, remember that you can get in touch with me at beth.dixon@ws.edu. And other than the spring of 2020, you should be able to contact me in the Math and Behavioral Social Science building on the Morristown main campus in room 222. I hope you have a great day.